Wiradyuri Mallyan. My traditional name is Mallyan. My real name is Brian Grant. This is the one I use. Our involvement in Hyde Park Barracks was impromptu, actually. They came to us and said, because of your links within the context of the colonial rule into Bathurst, what stories could you tell us? And that started a conversation that grew and grew and grew to the point where they taped all of us to get our interpretation of it, where we sit in the world. Remembering I've got colonial background as well as Wiradyuri in my DNA, for the want of a better word. So when we sat down and related the connection, it was enormous. That because my white ancestor was one of the first convicts into the colony, and the links was the fact that he came here to Hartley and then into Bathurst and then into Cowra and Canownder. So once we related those stories, it was a whole new story. They came here and taped us. They asked us to relate our feelings, both Wiradyuri and our colonial background. That resulted in a massive amount of film. When we got to the Hyde Park Barracks for the very first time, because I've never seen all this, they said, we'd like to show you who you are and what you presented. The confronting part was standing there in front of myself in full life, in my Boston cloak with my makeup, as I call it makeup, which is the ochre, and speaking in language and also speaking in English. I think the daunting part is know that this is going to be a permanent part of that display. We use the word shame, but I don't feel shame so much as it's very hard to be individualised, and that's what they've done with us. I find that that was hard to accept in the first stages, but then they showed us through the display where they've actually linked our stories here to Hyde Park. So the story about the potato patch, about Dalman, which is our yam patch here, and they've made it into reality. So there's a display with minute figures, but all the terrain and the whole story being there and spoken. So I think I'd like to go back again in my own time and stand back on my own to actually get another feeling about the whole place. But the link was strong, the words were strong, and I think there's more to that story.